Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I'm Dr. Radha from IIT Bhadal. Today we are going to talk on the module Work-Life Balance from the paper Organizational Behavior. In this module, we will learn what is work-life balance, the changing scenario at the workplace, the outcomes of lack of work-life balance, finding a better balance between work, family and work life, measures to improve work-life balance. What is work-life balance? Work-life balance is a state of control, achievement and satisfaction in one's life. It is the extent to which an individual is equally engaged in and equally satisfied with his or her work role and family role. It includes feeling good about one's level of involvement in both the work as well as non-work roles. Work-life balance consists of three components: time balance, involvement balance, satisfaction balance. Time balance refers to equal time being given to both work and family roles. Involvement balance refers to equal levels of psychological involvement in both work and family roles. Satisfaction balance pertains to equal level of satisfaction in both work as well as family roles. Changing scenario at workplace. Past decade has seen a dramatic change in demographic characteristics of the workforce. There is a shift from traditional male breadwinner families to dual earning couples. There are now more women at work and single parent families. The job for life has changed to economic environment of instability and job uncertainty. Employees' perspectives and expectations have also changed towards work. Organizations have faced perceptible negative outcomes of lack of work-life balance among employees. Major of these include increased stress among employees, reduced performance levels, absenteeism, high turnover, and more demand for part-time work. What are the outcomes of the lack of work-life balance? There are two major outcomes. One is work-life conflict and health. It refers to an individual's problems. Second is work-life conflict and organizational outcomes. It refers to the outcomes which affect the organization as a whole. Work-life conflict and health. This includes poorer mental and physical health, less life satisfaction, higher levels of stress, higher levels of emotional exhaustion, less physical exercise, higher likelihood to engage in problem drinking, increased anxiety and depression levels, poor appetite and fatigue. Both work to family conflict and family to work conflict result into harmful effects for the individual. The first thing that is noticed when one is out of balance is sense of tension. An individual may experience feelings of depression and tiredness. Slowly, stress sets in. When faced with stress, it could be mild discomfort, it could be a major level of stress. The body responds. Physical signs like tight feeling in the shoulders, pain in the lower back, frequent headaches, etc., start to manifest. When this reaction is prolonged and not handled on time, things start to worsen. Stress becomes chronic, difficulties in sleeping, fatigue, loss of memory, high blood pressure, increased risk of heart attacks, digestive problems are some commonly cited physical problems. Emotional responses include irritability, depression, difficulty in managing anger, and even irrational reactions to the normal things. Numerous studies have linked stress to alcoholism or substance abuse and dependence on prescription drugs. These addictions have very serious consequences. To make things worse, stress progresses to the burnout stage and employee becomes socially withdrawn, exhibiting abnormal behavioral signs. Work-life conflict and organizational outcomes. There can be many pounding effects for organizations in many areas as a result of employees experiencing work-family conflict. First is growth and profit impact. Work-life conflict severely affects growth and profit-related aspects of an organization. Increasing on and off the job stresses and expectations adversely affect top and bottom line growth, needlessly lowering the productivity. A well implemented work life strategy greatly reduces both the real as well as perceived overwork and out of balance pressures that hamper productivity and produces a dramatic positive return on investment. Second is full commitment and customer service. A workforce that's out of balance, unnecessarily stressed, or annoyed greatly decreases complete involvement with external and internal customers. Conversely, commitment to the organization's objectives and customers' needs increase in direct proportion to the belief that the organization is committed to both the work and life success of each individual. Competitive advantage for talent. These days, younger employees have greater expectations of a positive work-life culture. Employees expect their employers to recognize that in addition of having a job, they have a life. This is revealed by the fact that work-life balance issues with the boss or the company are the prime reason for individuals to quit their jobs. Healthcare cost solution. The rising organizational cost of healthcare is propelling senior management to develop a proactive approach for employees' health. Senior managers believe that engaging employees in improving their own daily life and creating a healthier workplace as the key components to this solution. Thus, we can say that work-life conflict leads to 1. Decreased employee job satisfaction. 2. Increased staff turnover and absenteeism. Low performance and increased job stress levels, and an intention to leave the organization. Finding balance, work and family, and work and life. It's now clear that it's vital to plan for work-life balance for employees for better productivity and effectiveness. Not only does work-family conflict affect organizations, but it can also affect individuals through a loss of pay and medical expenses. Balance between work-life can be achieved in two ways. One is management's responsibilities and other is identifying employees' needs. Now, what are the responsibilities of the management to create work-life balance among the life of the employees? These include certain practices, for example, modeling best practice work-life balance initiative from the top. Then, increasing their understanding of work-life balance initiatives and benefits. Becoming more familiar with the range of flexible work arrangements and options that are available to the employees. Then, identifying the needs of their employees to improve their work-life balance. Seriously considering employees' requests for greater flexibility, implementing more flexible working arrangements to suit every employee's need, promoting the benefits achieved in creating a work-life balance among their peers. New work-life balance initiatives could be implemented on a trial basis first, and if successful, on a more permanent basis. These should be reviewed regularly and improved regularly. Decisions to refuse employees' request for more flexible or more suitable working arrangements to be open to review and scrutiny. Employees should be made aware that such decisions can be reviewed if considered unreasonable. Then, conducting regular seminars on work-life balance, best practice initiatives, inviting guest speakers to speak on a variety of flexible work practices. Identifying employees' needs. Conduct a confidential survey of employees to identify the staff needs in balancing their work and personal responsibilities, awareness of flexible work options, and the suitability of current working arrangements for them. Keep a record of the survey results and use them to improve working arrangements. Review staff requirements on an annual basis and measure improvements in work-life balance and success. Establish and promote a work-life balance policy with balancing work and life responsibilities as a core value. Encourage all work areas to implement suitable, flexible work arrangements for their employees and then review these arrangements on an annual basis. Finally, identify and address barriers being faced during work-life balance work practices. Measures to improve work-life balance. There are certain strategies which are effective in creating an optimal work-life balance for the employees. First is addressing work and personal responsibilities of all employees. This includes providing access to flexible work practices for every eligible employee in the organization. Employees who have family responsibilities may have a greater need to utilize flexible work practices. Such responsibilities may include caring for the preschool and school-age children, grandchildren, spouse, aging parents, grandparents, or any other relative who are dependent. Providing access to improved work-life balance arrangements to employees at all hierarchical levels and all occupational groups. Senior employees and employees of particular occupational groups should not be unfairly discriminated against because of their classification level or occupation. Equal opportunity must be extended to all the employees in the organization. Then some cultures such as Asian and other ethnic communities have significant expectations from family members in relation to family responsibilities. It's important to recognize and facilitate the needs of employees with such cultural expectations in relation to their family responsibilities. Second strategy is providing flexible working hours, that is, greater access to work reduced hours. There are many different forms of flexible working that cover the way working hours are organized during the day, week, or year. It includes part-time work, flexi timings, and overtime, etc. Part-time is when employees opt to work for anything less than the normal basic full-time hours. Part-time workers are often found in hotels, cafes, shops, health stores, business services, and agriculture. Job sharing. Job sharing is a form of doing part-time work where two, sometimes even more, people share their responsibility for a full-time job. These people distribute the compensation and other benefits according to the ratio to the hours each person has worked. Job sharers may work split days, weeks, or alternate weeks. Flexibility is increased with job sharing, especially when used to meet peak demand. For instance, by both sharers being present when workloads are heavy. If one partner is absent due to illness or holiday, the other partner can carry on with at least half the work. Two people also bring a wider range of skills, experience, views, and ideas to the post. Job sharing is particularly useful for the parents of young children and makes it easier for women to return to work after maternity leave. Disadvantages of job sharing include the added cost of induction, training, and administration. If one job sharer resigns, it sometimes becomes difficult to find a suitable replacement to balance the hours worked by the remaining sharer. If the job share involves supervising staff, this may create problems with the staff who finds it difficult working for the two managers. Job sharing also places added responsibility on supervisors who must allocate work fairly and ensure that the job sharers communicate effectively. Then we have compressed working weeks. Compressed working weeks involve the relocation of total time worked into fewer and longer blocks during the work week. This doesn't essentially entail a reduction in the total hours worked or any extension in individual preferences about choosing hours to be worked. Either by starting early or by finishing late, employees can build up additional hours which they can take as a day or half day away from work. For employees, compressed working weeks can provide a longer weekend and increased leisure opportunities. Compressed working weeks can help with recruitment and reduced overtime, lowering of employee turnover, and far less absenteeism. But it can be difficult to schedule work for the compressed working week. Also, where employees are highly interdependent, time off must be given on a strict roster basis. Shorter work week. Shorter work week involves the reduction of work time. Instead of working 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, the employees may opt to work for 10 hours a day for 4 weeks. This shortens the work week by 1 day. The employees have longer weekends, but this has been found that employees find it difficult to adjust to work after long weekends, which lowers the productivity. Flexi timings. Flexi times allow employees to choose within set limits when to begin and end work. It is mandatory for employees to work during the core times and they must work for agreed number of hours during a settlement or accounting period, which usually lasts for 4 weeks in India. Other than core times, at the beginning or end of each day are the flexible bands where employee may choose whether to be at work or not. For example, 11 to 2 p.m. are the core hours to be present in the office for an 8-hour schedule. Total period for which the workplace is open is called bandwidth. That is, let us say it is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The employees in this example can schedule their hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or maybe even 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Flexi hours can be decided. Flexi time is mostly used for office-based staff. Manufacturing companies are less likely to operate flexi times. Flexi time can aid the recruitment and retention of staff. It can also improve the provision of equal opportunities to staff which is unable to work for standard hours. It's a great help to employees who have small or school-going children and a dependent relative to take care of. It also helps working couples to adjust well to the work system. On the debit side, flexi time can result in increased administration cost, including the cost of keeping the records, extra heating and lighting, providing adequate supervision, etc. can be the problems. Overtime. Hourly paid workers are more likely to have a recognized system of paid overtime than salaried staff. Overtime is most common among manual workers. Other groups, such as professional staff, often work considerable amount of unpaid overtime. Overtime is the least popular method because of its tendency of being misused. Work from home or telecommuting. This option is available for those employees who can work at their homes on the computers that are linked to the office. For example, online work or IT employees can get connected to the workplace through internet. It gives employees freedom from daily commuting. Employees can choose to dress as they like and work without interference from the colleagues. This method enhances employees' productivity, loyalty, and organization's ability to retain the employees. Less office space is needed by the organization, and hence it saves the rental cost also. The limitation of this method include employees' isolation from the workplace, difficulty in attending meetings and informal interactions. Moreover, there can be distractions at home which can interfere in the work. While designing flexi hours, some points must be kept in mind. For example, all employees should get an equal opportunity to manage their working hours irrespective of hierarchical position in the company. Permanent employees should be given preference over ad hoc employees. Arrangements should be reviewed on a regular basis. Greater flexibility with the leave arrangements. This includes ability to request and take accrued time off with prior notice, improved access to more flexible leave arrangements including purchased leave, leave without pay, school holiday leave, using annual leave, long service leave, purchased leave, and leave without pay. Then it also includes offering regular work placements or short-time contracts during school holidays to assist in covering absences of employees with school-going children. The fourth measure is increase job mobility. Increase ability for the employees to transfer to or work in different locations so as to be able to work preferred shifts or preferred working hours, work at a site which is closer to their home and family. Then improved access for mature age workers to phased retirement strategies. For example, transferring to an alternative, less stressful job in the same or in different location with a commensurate reduction in pay if the new job is of lower classification. Transferring to an alternative job which allows for more flexible working hours or reduced working hours, or reverting to part-time work as a transition to retirement. The next measure is improved access to childcare and elder care arrangements. Improved availability and access to more flexible on-site and off-site childcare facilities and vacation care programs. Establish links with the local community childcare facilities and vacation care programs for employees where on-site facilities are not viable, particularly in the regional areas. Allow employees to pay for the childcare and vacation care programs by regular payroll deductions or through salary packaging or through salary sacrificing arrangements if available. So students, let's now summarize what we have learnt in this module. Work-life balance is the degree to which an individual is equally occupied in and equally content with the work role and the family role. It includes feeling good about one's level of involvement in both work and non-work roles. Work-life conflict may be viewed as a stressor for individuals. Research has established that conflict between the work and family domains has a number of significant negative consequences for the individuals as well as for the organizations. It's the need of the hour to provide different measures like flexi timings, job sharing, part-time work, easy leave facility, and childcare facility to the employees to enhance job satisfaction, assist the recruitment and retention of quality workforce. Adequate work-life balance lowers the job stress among employees and thus enhances productivity at the workplace. Thank you.